What up, man?
Yo, what's good, brother? How
I'm
are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Good, good, good. I'm here. Just I was looking forward to getting on there with you. So as soon as I saw you, I respect people's time. I was like, click.
No, I appreciate that. I mean, in hip hop,
Absolutely.
yeah, hip hop cats are time is not really big up Ultramat. Time is not of is not the most important thing sometimes. That frustrates me to no end. So appreciate you. So
Definitely.
no, so we're all good. We're clear. Technically, I can hear you. You can hear me, and we about to get
Peace.
it. We about to get into it, y'all. This is episode Buck 61. Carrying the culture show. It's your boy Tamal, like Jamal, but with a T. And I'm excited about this one, y'all. We got a good one for y'all. We got one of our unsung heroes in the building. Long time grizzled hip hop veteran, Queens Get the Money, producer extraordinaire. Been holding it down. We're gonna talk about it. Been holding it down for a while, and we're gonna talk about your history and stuff. I'm super excited to have Cee Da Cuban rocking with us tonight. So,
Thank you, brother.
yes, sir. Mm. So we're gonna jump into it. We got a guest jumping on at about 10 minutes before the show ends. So we got excited for that little announcement for y'all. But we're gonna jump right into it, man. So you know this is an interesting build for me because I always say like you doing this show has helped me like meet a lot of people who have been in hip hop for years. Like I've been in hip hop for years that don't that aren't just maybe aren't as known, but
Right.
frontline soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Unsung heroes, and this is important, man, because like you know, hip hop was built on the backs of the infantry, right? And so we got the generals and whatever. We got the people who are big names and all that. But it's like, yo, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people in hip hop that have done a lot, been around, you know what I'm saying, and may not. It's, you don't know them because it's just a lot of people. But it's like, yo, it's important to put the spotlight on them, talk about them, discuss it, and they got stories, been around. So for me, this is exciting, bro, because like we linked up on here.
Right.
I didn't know
Right.
who you were. I ain't gonna front. Um, but then I saw, I was like, oh, this cat's. I could tell. I was like, oh, this cat's been around like for a minute, based on some posts and stuff like that,
Right.
and some things you shared. And then I'm like, okay, like just I'm trying to piece it together. So I didn't do any homework really on this build at all. Like I just wanted to genuinely ask you some questions and get to know you because
Right.
we rock and stuff, but like I ain't really know too much, yo. You know what I'm saying? And so this is gonna be a fun one for me. So we're gonna start kind of in the beginning and just jump around. I got some questions about a bunch of things, some stuff you posted.
Right.
So let's
Right.
roll.
Right. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, bro. So beginnings. I mean, I know you rep Queens all day. So let's go back. Let's go back to Little Cuban. Like I said, you know, I don't know shit. So like, take us back to growing up, like running around before hip hop. I mean, like, like what was your experience? I mean, are you from Queens originally?
Yeah, yeah. I'm from Queens. I'm from the Jackson Heights, Corona area, like near LaGuardia Airport. I grew up in that area.
Okay, yeah, I'm familiar with that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So you're familiar with that whole area.
yes.
Well, actually, my very beginnings were musically was really due to my parents because my parents at back in 78, 77, they got me a boombox, a radio. And at the time, you put a cassette on this in this radio, and you turned on the radio and you listen to any station, and you could actually record a live transmission of whoever was playing what, or if it was a talk show, or if it was music. I mean, it was mostly hip hop, honestly, that I was listening to a lot of these radio shows. So to me, my parents was the ones that kind of put me on to this whole music thing
Wow.
without them even knowing, really. I mean, they just got me the radio, and I just, I just took it from there.
So like I didn't notice until you shared your age in our group chat the other day that I'm not going to share, but you're older than me by a few years, and so I always say that makes a difference back then. right? Like so, like
Right, right.
my first hip hop experiences. I always say my hip hop birth year was like '82. So Planet Rock was what kind of was my aha
Beginning.
moment, right? But
Okay.
like,
All right. Yeah, yeah.
but you know, you being a little bit older, what was your aha like? You know what I mean? Because you know, like you came up a little bit earlier than I did.
Well, before my first beginnings were my sister was dating this guy and he was from the Bronx. I think I've mentioned this before in another interview, but it's the truth. You know, this is where it really started for me. So my sister's dating this guy from the Bronx, and this guy is bringing around these tapes. And he's like, and he used to come visit my sister from the Bronx, and he had his little radio with him, so he'd bring a box with him too, with batteries, whatever, portable radio, and he'd be bumping these tapes. And I didn't know who these guys were rapping. Like they were doing all these routines, and they was harmonizing, and everything was like on point. They had a DJ that was cutting break beats live, and then sure enough, he just kept bringing these tapes, and then one day I asked him, I was like, "Yo, who's that? Like, who's that in on those tapes?" And he used to be like, "Yo, that's this group called the Cold Crush Brothers. They from the Bronx." And then I was like, "Oh, okay." So then he just had all these fantastic romantic tapes, Cold Crush battling Fantastic Romantic. And just hip hop tapes that people were just doing live back then before they were even making records. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's crazy. So like, and that was like, so it was that sound for you, and like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what got you
That,
into actually making music? Because we all like, you're a producer, but like we come from the era where you kind of fucked with everything a little bit, right? Like, you know what I
right,
mean?
right,
Everybody, or everyone, pop people MC, people like had started out breaking, popping a little bit or
right,
whatever.
right, right. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Well,
like
this,
what
yeah.
what what was your experience? Did you have any other experience with the other elements, or like did you just go straight into making music?
No, actually, I didn't go straight into making music. I was just a fan for many, many years, just strictly a fan. And the first thing I really dabbled in was breakdancing. So I would break. You know what I'm saying? Break and graffiti. Forget it. I sucked at graffiti. So forget about the graffiti. I tried it. I was whack. Period. So I used to breakdance. I was pretty decent at breakdancing, but basically, it was my first introduction was like breakdancing, dancing and shit. That was
Did you
that was
MC at all?
basically. Yeah, yeah, a little bit. I ain't MC too much, but yeah, I dabbled a little bit. I used to write and stuff like that, but I wasn't like I didn't feel like I was that nice on the mic either. So I was like, oh man. And then that's when a little bit later I started messing around and buying. You know what's crazy? And I have to bring this up because you had Evil D on your show recently, and you had when Evil D pulled out that Casio RZ1 and that Akai 612 sampler, I flipped the fuck out because those that Akai 612 that he pulled out, that was the first sampler I ever
Oh
had.
wow,
So that shit bugged me out when I saw that you had him on there. He's pulling out all this equipment, and I'm like, that's the first sample I had. Like I was
yeah, and
bugging out. That shit was dope.
that's what they made Enter the Stage on. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So like, were you in a breaking crew or
Yeah,
anything, or you just like,
actually, yeah, we were. It was a group called TCR, which meant was TCR would mean Total Control Rockers. So I was in a little group, but we used to go to this place in Long Island City. Well, actually, it was in Long Island City. It was actually Jackson Heights. It was a roller skating ring called what was it called again? United Skates of
United
America.
States of America,
I
right?
used to go there, yeah, back in the days. We used to go there and we used to like battle there. And everybody was like, I mean, MCs used to go there. I mean, everybody. It was just a big hip hop culture in there besides people roller skating and stuff.
Around what year was this roughly? Like, I mean, like,
I want to say I must have been 81, 82 around that year.
damn,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was a while back, man. 81,
So
and
were
when it
you
first
like,
opened up.
were you like battling other crews and stuff like that and everything? Yeah,
Yeah,
word.
we would battle other crews that went there. They was breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what we was doing. And because the roller skating, people did the roller skating thing. You know what I'm saying? But then everybody was off to the side, and they had this DJ called DJ Baby J that was the main DJ that DJ there. And later on, he went to DJ for Roseland and a few other places. But he used to be at United States of America, which was abbreviated USA.
Yeah.
And he used to DJ there, and then everybody would just break dance. Like everybody from Rocksteady Crew, like yo, Dynamic Rockers, Scrambling Feet, like so many groups, like that came through there. What was that other group that I'm missing? Besides Rocksteady and Dynamic Rockers, which is the other group? I'm
New,
forgetting.
New York City
New
Breakers.
York City
Yeah.
Breakers. Yeah, I can't forget them because they was, them
Mm.
dudes was there too. Like everybody would come through there and battle. So that was back
Word.
then. Yeah, that was a big thing. Crazy Legs. Everybody would come through that place. It was, and they did a lot of great shows there.
How long?
Like they used to book a lot
How
of.
long were you like active in like as far as the b-boying goes? Because a lot of my guests have danced before, but like it wasn't. But they quickly started MCing or whatever. But as far as I came into hip hop as a dancer, and so that's why
Okay.
this is intriguing to me. I mean, I can't. My first hip hop experience is breaking and graph like that. So that's the MC stuff, the rap stuff for me came later. But like, so it's always intriguing when I have guests that are, you know, come from a breaking background, and you were like,
Right. Right.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That. Yeah. I want to say I was there a good 3 to 4 years till I just decided that I started getting more into like because in those years when I first was breakdancing, I mean, the music was there, but I thought it was too far fetched for me to mess with it. Like, I was like, nah, I think I'll be able to just do this dancing thing, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to do production. Like, I didn't see myself able to do that. You know what
well,
I'm saying? Like, go
well,
ahead.
did it
Yeah,
die? It also didn't it die out? Like, I mean,
yeah, it kind of was.
like
Yeah, exactly. That's
like
another thing. Yeah, it
around
did.
because here's the thing for me, like a lot of people. I mean, my '84 was like a big year for like breaking Michael Jackson and all that stuff, right? But at
Right,
the
right.
breaking to come out. But at the same time, from what I understand, like in New York City, breaking was kind of old and played in a lot of, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken, like
no, you're right. I think by the time we hit like 85, late
yeah, definitely.
84, it already started. Yeah, it was already starting to fade out. So yeah, those are the times when I started. Yeah, it started like fading out. But even prior to that, before I was even breakdancing, obviously I was fan of hip hop because hip hop was already, it was coming through at that point. They had Mr. Magic's radio show and Awesome 2, WHBI. They did the show out of Jersey, the Awesome 2. So
Yeah.
I was listening to Mr. Magic, them's DNA and Hank Love show, which Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd was signed to that label, and that whole thing. So there was a few radio stations that were popping, underground radio stations at the time, and obviously later Red Alert and BLS and all that other stuff
So what?
started coming into
So
play.
then, what about like? Okay, so then bring us to like when you actually making music now. Then
Okay,
like,
so I was I grew up where I grew up in Queens and Corona. My man Vic, that I did a lot of stuff with, he was down with the Beatnuts as well. So he was like that unofficial third member behind the scenes doing production for Beatnuts. His name is Mighty VIC.
oh yeah,
So
I heard him before.
okay, okay, yeah. So you know the Mighty VIC. So me and VIC grew up together as well. He's a little older than me, but he was always doing production, several years before I was doing production. So, I was hanging out with him. Next thing you know, we hanging out with the Beatnuts, Psycho Lesson and Juju, and we had all those first EPs, Intoxicated Demons, the first album, everything. Like we were, there from the start. So Vic was part of that production team, but I wasn't doing production at that time. Guess, but I was like a sponge in the room around those guys. I'm seeing them dudes do their thing. We in the studio with them. They were doing stuff with Curious George and not Search, Pete Nice, because they had got to deal with Pete Nice, and then they were doing production for Pete Nice's album as well. So I'm at all these sessions. So it's like it was just like crazy to, something that I was able to be fortunate to be always at these sessions and see what they was doing.
So you was like, but you weren't working yet. I mean, you
No,
were
no, no, nope.
just like
A
just.
fly on the
I
wall.
mean, were you there? Like sometimes we end up places, we just end up there, and we realize we're like, damn, this is dope. or were you trying to like almost to get put on? Were you trying to actively learn, and was it deliberate? Is what I'm trying to say. Like,
No, it wasn't, man. It wasn't deliberate at all. It was one of those things that I used to be a snap. I used to snap a lot back in the days. I used to make jokes and people snap on me. I snap on them. I was a big jokester and I loved to snap on people. So people used to like to have me around per se. Like, cause we was always snapping and we had a good, I had a good vibe with people and, I got along well with people.
yeah,
So it really started like that. Like people used to be like my man Vic, me and him was friends forever. You know what I'm saying? So we was cool, but he just happened to be doing production for all these people and I just happened to always be his friend. So it kind of just fell into that, you know what I'm saying? And then we met Juju and Les a little bit after that. And then Juju and Les be like, yo, tell this nigga to come around. He's mad funny. We'll buy some 40s and we'll just go to the studio or whatever. So, it was kind of like that. I definitely wasn't trying to get put on. I just happened to just be there, bro. Like just connected with them, like, on some friendship shit. It wasn't even I'm trying to, listen to my tape, none of that. It was
right,
just
right.
just it just happened.
Oh shit, that's dope, yo. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so then when did you start touching shit then?
When I started working with Nutsos, when I started touching stuff, so it was really like '97 that I really said, okay, let me start doing these, production. Then we started, I started pressing my own records. Like we did a whole bunch of stuff with Nutso, and I was like, I wasn't content with just having it out on a tape or a CD. I was like, yo, we need to press this up because it just gave me more of a like, I don't know, more like you feel like you accomplished something when you put it on vinyl. You know what I'm saying? And now it's different, right? Because people take an MP3 and use Serato, and it's almost like it's on vinyl. It really isn't on vinyl, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah,
But I'm saying, so you cool. I mean, but like, okay, you back at like, so you chilling with, you just chilling back at home with your friends, who happen to be like Beatnuts and whoever, everybody in
right.
Corona. But like, was there like a moment where you were like, so and you're soaking up shit, maybe on not even intentionally, but then were you like, okay, I want to make music, like, or just like, how did you just because then all of a sudden you're working with Nutso, like where was it? Where the point where you were like, oh, because did you like did you just learn? When did you start saying, okay, I'm here, I'm learning, but I want to start like I want to start doing like what was the shift there? Like because
Well, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? Before I even met the Beatnuts and we were going to the studio, I actually got signed to me and Vic, 'cause I worked with Vic. So Vic was doing the production for me at that time, and I was actually rhyming. I had a house record out, a hip house record out. I forgot to tell you
you
that
sent
part.
that to me actually, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was I got signed to Next Plateau, which is Salt and Pepper's label
Salt and
in
Pepper label.
yeah,
What?
yeah, 1990. I had a hip house record. So my man, me and Vic went in the studio, we put this beat together and I rapped over it and we did a hip house record. So I kind of already wanted to make records, but I kind of didn't want to do that because the hip house thing was another thing that came in and went out fast.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna do this record, whatever. And they wanted me to keep doing like those type of dance records. But I kind of didn't want to do that. And then I just said, you know what? I'm gonna just start messing with the production. And then at the same time, that goes into when, I started going to a lot of studio sessions and I'm watching these guys work and because when I did do that record and I was signed to the label, I actually didn't do the production on it. I was just rapping on it and I wrote the lyrics and stuff like that, right? But it wasn't until like later that I got hands on with the production. You know what I mean? And it took me a long time to get where I'm at now. Because it doesn't happen overnight. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Obviously,
right. So you were doing so late '80s, early '90s. Yeah, you were doing shit, and then you were MCing, and
right
then,
at that point, yeah.
right. So how'd you link up with Nut?
What happened with Nutso? One of my boys lived in Flushing, and I was helping him move. He was moving from Corona to Flushing, and I was helping him move his stuff. And then I just happened to see Nutso outside the window of his apartment, and he's like, "Yo, what's going on? This and that, y'all. We got to get in the studio because he at that time we had built a studio. Me and my man had put a studio together, and we built a studio in the second floor apartment house. So then we had built a studio, and then we started having all these artists come. Like we was renting it out. Like we were booking certain artists, and then certain artists we were actually working with.
Mm.
And Nutso was one of the ones that really stuck because so many MCs went through there, and they just not, obviously they're not doing it anymore. So he was the only one that really stuck with us and kept doing it and kept recording, and the rest is history, like they say.
Yeah, yeah,
Because he stuck with it. He stuck with it.
yeah. Big up to Nutso. Big up Apathy rocking with a salute.
Apathy,
CT in the building.
salute, Connecticut in the building.
But word. So you've been rocking with Nutso since you said like late '90s,
Yeah, yeah. So it's like 97. So
right?
it's
So
been a minute. Yeah.
yeah, you play the drums too, right?
You know what? That's something I'm getting into. I still don't have that hand and leg coordination, but I'm gonna get there because that's something I really want to do. It's just gonna take me a little more time, but I definitely love the drums. Yeah,
Dope, dope. So
yeah. Thank you.
like what so you're rocking with Nutso. Then what? I mean, as far as I like doing like the chronological shit sometimes. So like,
Right.
I mean, like, I look back. I mean, you've done some work with I think witchcraft. Like, so
Yeah, yeah.
so now you're just producing at this time. Like, so like yeah. What else? What else did you What else you been involved in or whatever? Or like anything going on? Because I don't know. Like, it's crazy, yo. It's like once I started like doing trying to I went to your page and doing some stuff and did a little research like a while ago.
Right, right.
I was like, yo, I should have been known like Cuban, like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of just like stuff. So like, what else, like after Nutso, like, you know what I'm saying, like, what was the
You
next
know
move
what it,
for you?
yeah, you know what it was with Nutso? I really stuck with just Nutso. I wasn't really producing for anybody else. I
Mm.
was really doing basically all his stuff. I was so busy I was so busy not only doing production with Nutso, I was also booking him shows. We were also traveling, booking shows in Japan and Europe and Spain and all these places. So my thing was, and then I was running the record label too. So I had started a label, and everything Nutso was doing, I was pressing it up on vinyl, and I was shipping these vinyls as promo copies, not to the fans, but to the DJs of each country, so that I could get some type of build. Whoever was the DJ that was popular in Japan and had a few radio stations, I'd press up some vinyl and I'd send it two copies to that DJ. Wherever you lived, if you was in Ireland, Amsterdam, Germany, France, wherever it was, that's what I was doing. I was pressing up these vinyls
Oh,
and sending them off and making no money off of them. I was just trying to get some traction in these countries, just so that I figure if the main DJ that everybody follows and listens to plays my shit, then the rest of the world, on that continent or whatever, is gonna know my shit. So that's really
wow,
what I was. Yeah, that's really what I was doing, man.
got you. I want to give a big shout out to Trill Phoenix. Made our
Oh,
die,
that's dope.
made our die cut stickers. Hit them up. They
Ooh,
had a special going on.
fire.
I don't know if they still do. These are the big joints, big die cuts. Trill Phoenix holding you down out in AZ. I want to get out there.
Beautiful.
Salute to them. Um,
Arizona, yeah, that's
yeah,
nice, man. It looks
yeah,
good. They did a
but
good job.
yeah, they came out dope. So
Yeah.
stupid quick shipping too. So yo, like that's dope, yo. So like, that's what I'm saying. So I seen on your joint, like, like Team Nuts. So I know that, like, yeah. So you were basically, even if it wasn't a title, pretty much like managing him
Yeah.
in some shape or fashion, handling stuff. And you had the label. So when you said you were pressing the joints, were you like, what's were you getting them pressed? You mean like, were you paying to get them
Yeah,
pressed somewhere? You were actually
yeah.
pressing them
Yeah. No,
yourself.
no, no. Shit, I wish I did. I would have
Oh,
saved a lot of money. But no, listen. We would just get them recorded, mixed and mastered, and then I'd get them somewhere to get because you got to get these lacquers made up, these stampers, and then from there they start pressing all the records. So
right.
there's a process to vinyl. So I was taking care of all that stuff on the outside, but then, obviously there's people that do that because it's almost impossible to press your own vinyl unless you got all this, expensive equipment to be able to do it,
Yeah,
you know?
that makes sense. Like, and so this is basically holding it down for Nutso. You setting up shows and shit for
Yeah,
him and stuff like that and everything.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
y'all traveling. What's your favorite place you went to?
Japan.
It's not. I knew you was gonna say that, yo. I always wanted to go. I always
Yeah,
wanted to go there,
yeah,
and because yo, Japan, I know is live, son. Huh? I
yeah,
know it is.
yeah. No, it was good. It's a long ass trip, but they respect the culture over there really big time. You know what I'm saying? Like they love that shit over there. So
Yeah, I mean they really love hip hop. Like you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like love it. Like and they
yep. Shout out.
and they got the dope gear over there too that they don't even have over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to DJ Coco that he be spinning up them
Woo!
45s, boy. He be getting busy. I met him out there when I was out there. I was like, oh man, he was killing it, man. And that was a few years back. So I was like, oh my
Yeah,
God, this
he,
this
he's nuts with
yeah,
it, yo.
yeah, he's definitely nuts with it.
Yo, what's your best and worst experiences in hip hop so far in your however many years on this planet?
um,
What's a moment that made you be like, yo, this is some fuck this hip hop shit. Like this, like like
oh damn, I gotta think about that. Well, yeah, damn.
it's probably plenty. I got a few. And then what's your one where you're like, yo, this is the best shit ever? Like, what's the best and worst?
Okay, I'm trying to think. What's the? I mean,
It doesn't have to be the best, but
no, no,
something
no.
that really.
I mean, it'll put a dent in your pocket, especially when I was doing all that pressing of the records and shipping them to, overseas. Shipping things overseas costs a lot of money. So a lot of, at the end of the day, being like, damn, I ain't recouped none of this back. But I recouped it in other words, in other ways that are beyond money, you know what I'm saying? But at the time, yeah, you feel a little like, damn, I should have been saving some money or I should have done this. So yeah, it makes you feel there was times I'd feel a little like, damn, I'm broke right now because I did this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it's something I loved and I felt like it would come back to me in some shape, way, or form at one point, even if it
Right,
wasn't, in money form.
right,
But
right, right. What's the what's the best thing? I mean, like one of the most memorable things that's happened to you since you've been, in this game.
doing well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, it's nothing like a reaction in person. I had gone out to this event. I want to say, oh, it was my people's changing of the hip hop guards. They do this event. They do a podcast too as well. I don't know if you heard of them, but
I've heard of them, and I heard about the event that they did. I saw it on.
yeah, that's it. That's the one. Yeah, so they did that event, and I went there, right, and I've always been a big fan of the UMCs.
Mm,
Oh my God, love the UMCs, bro. I'm a big ass fan of the UMC, especially that first album.
yeah,
So anyway, I'm chilling in there. I don't know. Somehow, some way, me and Haas G start talking, and I don't know, whatever. We just kicking it, whatever. And so for some reason, he looks at me. He goes, "Yo, you see the Cuban?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, 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 nah, yeah, yeah." Oh, yo, we see your shit, man. I love what you doing. Like, it's just the way he came at me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, he
yeah,
was like, yo, I love what you do. Like, I was just humbled. I was just like, yo, thank you, brother. Like, I didn't even expect. He got really excited, like in that sense. Like, I was like, wow, that to me was dope. Because a lot of people won't admit it and say, if something is dope, and I will. I don't even care, man. I don't care if the dude started making beats yesterday. If this shit is dope and I like it, I'm gonna let you know, yo, this shit is fucking dope. I don't care if you feel like I don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? So shit
yeah.
like that. When people give it up, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and that's important. Like your peers or those you look up to or those you respect as far as like what they bring to the craft, and it's like yeah, that's what it's really about, yo. You know what I'm saying in terms of like to me like fulfillment or whatever. Like just
Right, right.
recognizing that you know what you do. That's dope. That's dope. And UMC's they were dope. I do. I was disappointed in how they switched it up to the second album, though.
Album, yeah, yeah. I kind of was happy with what they did the first time around. I know
Yeah,
what you're saying though, yeah.
but everybody was getting caught up in that like
Yep.
that hardcore. So you know what I mean, like, and you can't. I don't know, but that happened a lot back then. You were like, oh, I thought you was, but it's all good.
No, exactly. Yeah, they could have kept doing like almost like Tribe Called
Yeah,
Quest, just keep doing it.
yeah, they
Just
had lanes. Yeah,
yeah, they had the lane. They just could have kept doing that. I know exactly. I know
they had
exactly
a
what you're saying.
they had a lane, but
Yeah, absolutely,
shit,
absolutely. Yep.
shit. So yo, like, who are your now I was gonna do phrase this question. I was gonna ask you producer goats, but I'm gonna ask you. But
Oh,
nah, that's too easy. That's too easy. I mean, in terms of, but I'm gonna ask because this is more important. Who are your
right.
who are your? As we talk, because I feel like you are an unsung hero. Like my man DJ Ski. There's a lot of cats been
Emski
around.
is dope
You know
too.
what
Yeah, I
I'm
like
saying?
Emski stuff.
So who are your unsung hero producers who maybe have done some fire joints you might not know about? Like, damn, they did that, or just producers because we know about the
Yeah, the
Rushmore cats, and it's easy. You know what I'm saying? They're
right, right.
always going to be up there, the large bros and primos and stuff. But like, who are your unsung heroes who have put in that work that we don't hear about enough?
One that he's not even here because he was taken away, so suddenly and at such a young age, and he meant so much to the hip hop game, and I don't think he gets what he deserves. I would have to say Paul C.
Mm, interesting. Yeah, that's a good one, and he's responsible for
Yes,
a,
yes,
a lot of joints,
a lot of joints people don't even know.
a lot of joints. It's
Yes, sir.
a lot of
Yes, sir.
joints. Um, and who else? Who else?
Unsung. Who else is unsung? I don't know if he is unsung, but I don't think he gets mentioned a lot. Howie T, Hitman
Oh, he
Howie T, I liked a
doesn't
lot.
get. He's. I think a lot of it too. Yo. So big up to him. Chub Rock work,
Yeah,
special ed work.
Special Ed. Yeah, yeah.
However,
Roxanne, real
I think.
Roxanne back in the day.
Well, maybe here's my thing with that, yo. I feel like a lot of heads get stuck in the '90s, and like you hear this common narrative that like supposedly that the '90s was like the best time for hip hop. '90s.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Where
Yeah,
whereas Hitman Howie's T production was more late '80s,
yes,
and so
yes,
I feel like a lot of times people think hip hop starts the music aspect started in like 91, 92, and it didn't. And so it's like so you got cats like Hitman Howie T who big up Rare Element. Hitman Howie T like doing it.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
For
Howie
some
T is
reason.
crazy.
So yeah, that's another good one. Who else? Who else?
I'm getting a little brain fog, but I'm gonna get you his name. Damn, I know if I mention his production, you're gonna know he worked for Houdini, Run DMC, Larry Smith. He's
Yeah,
another one.
yeah, yeah.
Larry Smith is another one because he was playing bass lines.
Yeah,
He was yo, he did everything.
yeah.
Who on those Houdini albums, Run DMC albums, all those early he,
So yes. I'm glad you're pulling out these names. These excuse me, these names. Um, that's a big one. And again, mid '80s, right?
yes,
So like, so it's
yes.
like, and yo, can we stop? Cause yo, like, check. You brought him up. Can we just talk for a minute about how dope Houdini was, yo? Like,
Yeah,
'cause
I agree. No, they
I
don't.
don't think people. I mean, I'm like,
I agree.
Houdini was fire,
They were for
and
the
like,
yeah, they were. That record are still you hear those records today, you're like, yo, what? The Friends and all that, and yo,
yeah,
those records are crazy.
people think that the Nas joints are like the original joints or whatever.
No,
Nah,
they're not.
but
No,
no. Go back to the
no.
Houdini shits.
Yeah,
Like
those
the
the Houdini joints.
Houdini
Absolutely.
was fire, yo.
Fire. No, I agree. Yo, I totally
Like,
agree with you. They were so dope. Yeah.
yo,
I mean,
eh,
th-
eh, yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there because, like, again, a lot of people act like it all started after, 80, like 89, 90.
No,
Nah,
no,
man.
no.
Like Houdini was crazy, man. And if you're older head, like that was good music, man. Like fucking like that One Love shit, the
That's
original
another
shit
one.
is
One Love.
the
Yeah.
original shit is crazy, son.
Easy. Yeah. Yeah. Now
Like
that's a timeless. Those are timeless records. You hear them today and they sound so refreshing. Like they sound so dope. Like, yo, yeah, yeah.
yeah, the rapping
That's
job. Yo, rest in peace, Ecstasy. Um,
ecstasy. I know
well,
he passed away a few years
yeah,
back. Damn.
yeah, like I'm just thinking, I love some fucking Houdini, yo. So
Yeah,
I
they're dope. I mean, the music is timeless. You listen to those records, and they were made back in the '80s when the Fat Boys were out there doing stuff too, and those all those groups. Like
right,
it's crazy.
right, right,
It's
right, right.
crazy.
Hey, y'all stick around. We got a man Nutso joining us at 9:20 to talk about some shit we got going on. So stick around for a minute. But yeah, nah. Let's see who else.
I got
Unsung
more.
hero,
I
huh?
got more. I got
Yeah, yeah,
more.
yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Mantronics. I love
Oh,
me some
yes,
Mantronics,
sir.
bro. He doesn't get the due because when he was coming out, samplers were kind of coming into play, but he wasn't really doing a lot of sampling. He was using like that 808 and 909, and he was doing hip hop. He was doing club records. Yo, you ever heard that All in All record by Joy Sims?
Yeah,
Oh my,
great.
yo, that's Mantronics. Like
I know that.
that's one of the best dance records I've ever heard in my life, bro.
I didn't
That's
know that.
that Joy Sims record. That's
See,
Mantronics, bro. Like,
yeah, you pulling out some gems, yo, like
oh
gems.
my God, yeah, Mantronics is definitely a super unsung, and he's still doing it. Him and Just Ice just did a record together,
Just
so they
ice.
working. Yep, him and Just Ice just did a record
What?
together. Yeah, man. Because that's his original artist. That's the dude that he really him and the other guy that did Fresh is the Word. What's his name? The artist. Um, damn, you know what I'm talking about that record. They did that record Fresh is the Word. Mantronic.
Somebody help us out. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yo, but I forgot the guy. Oh, Crime T or Crime Master T or something like that. I forgot his name right now. Because yo, that's early 80s. I don't even know. I think that's like 83, 84, something like that.
Just
It's not.
ice. I love some just ice,
Yeah, yo,
boys.
Cole. Well, Mantronic did Cole Getting Dumb. Like, yo, that record is crazy too.
Yo, I
Cole
love
Getting Dumb. Yeah, Mantronics is out of here. Yeah,
forever. My shit is
going way back.
oh my god, that shit. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
He's just breaking it down like
yeah,
like
that's a
the
dope
instant
record.
name that means you was
Hey,
not there is
there,
true.
yeah. You see,
I'm
I knew what
from
you was talking.
old school. I'm the
Yeah,
professor. Yo,
yo, that beat was hard.
I
That's
was
when
like,
KRS and him. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
still like, sheepskin, like, that was, man. Come on, don't get me.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, man.
Those records is crazy. Yeah, so I definitely respect those producers that came like and at the end of the day, like you said, there's like these '90s producers that came after after these guys came out, and I'd like to throw Marley Marl in there because Marley Marl was he was doing it in the '80s too. He was actually doing the radio station stuff, but then he started doing production and stuff later on. So it's crazy.
Marley, yo, listen.
Yeah, yeah, Marl. Yeah,
Another one. He doesn't get his due. And even though he's a heavy hitter, like he's a heavy hitter, but
yeah,
again,
man.
made the majority production 80s or the big production, but to people again, I just like crazy. He's responsible for a lot of cats, and I'll throw one out there since we
Right.
and Domingo,
Oh
like
yeah, Domingo's nice. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Domingo came up under
under
Marley. Yeah,
Marley. And come on, man, Domingo's responsible for a lot of joints, a lot of dope,
absolutely. Yeah,
a lot of dope. Work with a lot of artists, like pun
yeah,
joints, like
yeah,
man, yeah,
yeah. KRS Pun. He's done a lot of work with
yeah.
a lot of artists. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah,
much respect to him. Much respect to Domingo. Yeah, he's definitely a dope
yeah.
producer.
Domingo holds it down. You know what I'm saying? Another heavy hitter. My man said Eric Sermon earlier. So for me personally, I got Eric Sermon in my top five, but I do feel like people kind of sleep on him a little bit too. Like just like
Nah, he's
I
dope. I
think
can't
he's
forget
top
him.
here, man. Eric Sermon to me is crazy with it.
Yeah, he
Like
is. He is.
great,
He definitely is.
crazy with it. Like, and
Yeah, yo, you listen to those records. I mean, one of the hardest records. People might disagree with me, but I think the hardest record that Eric Sermon did, and he produced, was that So what you saying? Like that record is so hard, brother. Like
oh
yo,
yeah. So what you're saying is crazy,
oh
yo.
my God, the bass line and the drums and all that. That you hear that shit in a club. It's yo, that record is
Yeah,
ridiculous. Like yo,
I want to see who. Oh, but you know another super hard one though that's that he did. That's one of my favorite joints is Hostile.
yeah, hostile. Yeah, that's dope too. Yeah, they got a lot.
Yo, that
They
shit
got
is
a lot of joints.
crazy. That was our intro to Keith Murray. You know what I'm saying? He comes up
Oh yeah, yeah.
fucking
Uh-huh. Yeah.
blading the fucking in the grill like he's like Keith Murray. And then that was the '90s hand wave era. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah,
was when
that whole
everybody was like an octopus when they rapped and shit. Like,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, Eric Sermon yeah, he's definitely definitely a dope producer. To this day, till this day. I mean,
ooh,
his work stands the time, test of time. You listen to those records, you'd be like, "Oh man, this nigga was killing this shit."
that hostile shit
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, the hostile
Like
shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No.
pull out my get busy tool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah, yeah, they
into
was
your
crazy.
medulla, your cerebrum, your cerebellum. Woo! Don't
Yeah,
get me
those records.
started.
Yeah, those records. Yeah, yeah, man. We so connected to those good records that it's like it's crazy, man.
All right, give me one more unsung hero.
All right, who's the next unsung hero that I could say?
Producer. This is good, yo. I like talking about these. I got one after
All
you
right,
go.
let me see. Who can I say that? There's so many, but I don't even know if they're unsung.
Toss them out. Toss it out. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I think um, what's his name? What's his name again from MOP? I can't even remember his name right now. And we be talking this shit.
That's
Damn.
pretty unsung.
Don't you hate? Yeah, don't you hate when that happens, man?
That's
You just be
unsung.
like,
I got one for you real quick.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Maybe it'll spark me my mind.
Easy
Go
Mo
ahead, go ahead.
B.
Yeah, yeah. Easy Mo B is
Easy Mo
crazy.
B. He
Yeah,
don't
Easy
get the
Mo B.
love.
Yo, but he's had those records too, right? It's crazy. Those Biggie records. That first, he was on that first. I think he had like 5 tracks on the first album.
Yeah,
That's crazy. But
but
yeah, no, I know niggas sleep.
it's
Niggas
crazy.
still sleep.
Like yeah, so Easy Mo. I think I got Easy Mo B. Yo, he said that he literally got up in the morning and made the flavor in the air beat in his drawers.
Yeah,
Like this got
yeah.
like
I believe it.
this
I
said
believe it. Yeah,
like he's like he goes I made that beat in my drawers.
yeah, I believe it. Cause yeah, I could relate to that. Cause I roll right out of bed and I turn on my machine and I just go. Like sometimes I ain't even brush my teeth yet. I'm already going.
Oh,
Yeah.
some heads got said DJ Scratch.
Yeah, DJ Scratch is dope. Definitely DJ Scratch is dope. Did a lot of the flip mode squad shit, like the beginning shit that they was doing. Yeah, now Scratch. Yo, there's a lot. There's a lot of unsung dope producers out there that definitely
A
don't get that,
lot.
yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. I think the ones we mentioned were, I think, the ones me and you brung up, I think a lot of those dudes are so dope and they changed certain things in the industry, from Marley to Mantronic. There were certain things they were doing that nobody was doing. And they were,
I'm a go ahead.
you know what I
No,
mean?
no,
They had no
yeah.
laptops. They weren't doing stuff on Fruity Loops. It was just so much. You had to be more creative back then. You
Right,
know what I'm saying? And they
right.
were making it happen. So I mean, just.
Diamond D, Lord Finesse, Europe,
Yeah,
World.
yeah, yeah. The list goes on. It's so many dudes.
I'm gonna go out
Nutso,
on
yeah,
a. I'm gonna throw a curveball and say Rick Rubin. Um,
yeah, yeah. I can kind of agree with that because he didn't get it.
I'm gonna say. I mean, you don't talk. He's responsible for a lot of joints, man.
Nah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. Yeah, LL Cool J, BC Boys, all
he's
that. Yeah,
responsible for a lot of joints.
yeah.
Like,
You wouldn't have probably never heard of LL.
huh?
Nah, you're right. we probably wouldn't have heard of it if it wasn't for like him,
It,
for
a
Rick
lot of
Rubin.
joints. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, we gotta keep. To me, that's in that
Oh,
early
yo,
Def Jam. That Def Jam label used to mean something. That logo used to
yeah,
mean something.
means something. Yeah,
That,
yeah. No,
that meant when you saw that Def Jam, you knew shit was gonna be fire.
yeah, yeah,
And
yo, and then they started doing Def Jam
woo,
South and all that. So it's
yeah, and
like, yeah,
then
Bobcat, Prince
Prince
Paul. Yeah, there's a lot.
Paul.
There's a lot.
That
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yeah. There's Prince Paul is another one. Yep, I
yeah,
agree.
he's yo. And before we got our man coming on Nutso in 3 minutes. To three, he's had like 3 or 4 distinct careers, yo.
Yep.
Stetson Sonic, Grave
De,
Digger, Native
De
Tongue,
La Soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Handsome
Oh,
Boy Modeling School. Come
yeah,
on,
he got a lot of people. Oh, you know who I was saying before DR period? I forgot to mention him. That's who I was
facts,
trying to mention.
facts.
Yeah, he did that. He did the Annie Up for MOP. He did a lot of MOP joints. He did
I think
those other two. Yeah, DR period done a lot of
I
stuff.
think
He's
he
dope
did
too.
Broken Language. Did he do Broken Language too? I think he did.
I think so. He also did those two guys from Brooklyn. What were the name? They had a ill record.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did Broken Language too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. DR Perry done a lot of stuff, so he doesn't get
Yo,
sometimes his accolades either. But he's yo. There's so many, man. Ayatollah. There's so many, man.
Broken Language is one of my.
Yeah,
Ooh, boy.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
crazy.
Prince Paul is a fucking genius. So then that Prince Among Thieves
That's
is like
crazy.
that's nothing short of a masterpiece, yo. Like that's like Prince Among Thieves is one of the greatest projects in hip hop history to me. Like period. Like that the concept of that shit, the whole you go along the features. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, yeah. His even from the well, all that stems from his earlier like I mean, well, Stetsasonic, but also like that De La Soul. All those skits on the De La
Yeah.
Soul album was like
What's the
crazy. Like the way he put that.
password nerd?
Yeah, and
Like
all that. Yeah, yeah, all that stuff was really
yeah.
dope. Like that was the start of like interludes on albums and stuff, right? Because I didn't hear that many like that. That kind of like opened it up, right? And everybody started doing these interludes on albums and stuff.
Yep. I mean,
Because
the Daylock. I mean that I don't know how much of it he produced. It seems like his hands would have been all over it. The De La Soul is Dead project, which is to me one of the
right,
projects ever. Like that's like skits for days all over that. So, but well done because sometimes skits are trash, yo. You know what I'm saying? A lot.
that's
Sometimes,
yeah,
but like the Prince Among Thieves shit, that was a journey,
yeah.
yo. That was
He,
that
they,
was
he took you on that journey with him. Yeah,
took you from
that's dope.
start to finish. You know what I mean? And Breeze, yeah, Breeze was skating that on that shit.
On that shit. Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's a dope project. Yeah,
yeah.
he's done some great stuff, Prince Paul. Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like I get money like little Kim takes a facial. Like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah, that's
yo,
crazy.
DJ Sapphire virtually in the joint.
Yes,
Don't be real.
sir.
Let's pull up
Sapphire.
Nutso because we're gonna talk. Stay here, Sapphire. We might have you even jump on the joint. I know you be laying low, but yo,
Yeah.
Nutso, come through, baby. Let's see what we fuck Nutso at the real Nutso. This nigga bounce.
I seen him. He
He
was
was
around
here
there. I seen him.
at 9:20.
Yeah, he was making he said Lord Finesse.
Yeah,
He threw in Diamond he threw in Diamond D, Lord Finesse. He was throwing
I
some
sent it
producers in
to
there.
him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm like, what? There he comes. I saw you're left,
Yo,
What's good?
left,
What's good? Not
left.
so
what's banging, man? My fucking phone cracked. That's why y'all seeing that little.
Oh, you
Oh, I
shit.
see it now. Yeah,
You
yeah.
It
got a
just,
man
it
on the
just
building.
happened, man. That shit is
Got
crazy.
a man nuts on the building.
That's the
Yo,
Please
what's
get
popping,
money.
y'all? We
yo,
here.
yes,
Shit.
sir.
Yo,
Uh,
dope interview, man.
you're right.
I came in a little late, but y'all guys are talking about some real shit, man.
Yeah, nah. We about to talk about some more real shit right here. So yo, everybody I say if you're in the New York City area, tri-state New York City area, listen. This Saturday, May 3rd, It's going down. Our guys gonna get into it. Rhythm and breaks, producers and DJs only. Jamaica Queens. We're gonna be in there. It's gonna be a rainy day actually, but we still gonna be out there.
I heard it's raining in the morning and then it'll clear
Oh,
out
okay,
after.
whatever.
So we good.
It's all. We gonna be shining though, so it don't
Yeah,
matter.
And
So
inside. It's inside.
yes, sir.
Yeah, it's
Yes, sir.
indoors.
So yeah. And I'll let y'all, I'm just introducing it real quick. So super dope show, producers and DJs only. I'll share the lineup when I pull it up. We can talk about it in a minute. Yeah. And dope vibe. We got vendors. Why don't you, Nutso, get into it. I'm a little, I'm losing some of the details, but
Yeah. Nah,
that's why I got you here.
basically,
that's it.
CNMD, that's Cuban, Nutso, Mike Deuce, and Tamar will be hosting. I'll be co-hosting. You know what I'm saying? Because Tamar needs his break.
Yeah,
He's a human being, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm hosting. That's the whole help hosting. That's why the whole point. Word.
Yeah. No, but basically, I feel just in hosting and hosts they need their breaks. They need their breaks. They gotta mingle around the crowd. They gotta use the fucking bathroom. They're humans, bro. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's when Nutso comes in. So basically, we got one of the dopest, shows popping off this spring. I'm gonna be honest. You could just look up every venue that's happening, and ain't nothing happening as big as ours. So I expect everybody to be there. You got legendary, because the word legendary, myth, and all of that, to me, it don't signify when you're talking about direct motherfuckers that make a change in hip hop, bro.
So
that's gonna be in the building.
Can I share? Can we share the lineup?
Yeah,
share the lineup, right?
Yeah, let's share the lineup, and then we'll even give them the vendors and all that.
Yeah, so the lineup, it's kind of we'll say, I don't want to say this is pretty set, but our man DJ Toshi, Classic Storm Radio, Rock the House,
Dope. Yeah, DJ Toshi.
In the New York City underground, man. This cat holds it down. Big up to him. He's humble.
Big up.
Super dope dude.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I agree.
Leading it off, and he's always underground bangers, and you know what I'm saying. So he's gonna lead it off, right? So then coming up, you can tell a little bit Cuban. We got Artwell after
Maxwell. Yeah, Artwell Max. Yeah, he's gonna be DJing. Artwell Smart. He does a lot of stuff with G-Rap and stuff. So he's his tour DJ. So when G-Rap goes out, Artwell Smart is the one that's DJing for him. So yeah, he gonna bring some good flavor to the show, playing some bangers. Yeah. What happened?
The lineup is fucking crazy, bro.
Producers and DJs. And then
DJs
coming after, we got I Truth. What's up, Cuban?
Yes, I Truth. He's one of the original dancers of SOS dancers who danced for Brand Nubian. So if you ever saw any of those Brand Nubians, you see niggas jumping around dancing, that was them, SOS dancers. DJ Talim, DJ Talim is actually he's not gonna be at our event, but he was part of SOS dancers with I Truth. So they got that they got that little legendary status in the game through the dancing.
Yeah, big up that. And this was back when we had we had dancers, and you could do that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like cool to have dancers. So
you didn't look at as being corny for having a fucking dance on stage.
Nah, it was you were supposed to have. Even in the hardcore,
you were supposed to have. Yo, Cuban, real quick. Let me just chime in. Tell Tamar, when I first started my career as Nutrageous, remember, I had the top hat and two girls on stage with me every time I performed. Real talk.
Yeah, that's just something different. Yeah, it was different. That was a different time, man. Scoop and scrap days. Those scoop and scrap days.
Yep. So we gotta keep it moving because Instagram cuts me right at 9:30. So
all right, so let's go.
Coming right after iTruth, we got DJ Sapphire. She is bananas with it, yo.
Sapphire, she's on the check-in actually.
Busted B girl holding it down. I forgot the squad she's a part of, but yo, woo, she's killer. Trust. I've been fortunate to know her since 2019.
Sapphire, met her
high day. And she's a problem. So
she's a beat girl too.
Yeah, and she's
an actual beat girl.
Yeah,
you don't get better than that.
Then after that, coming from out here, out my way, out Pittsburgh way, we got Murder
M-
Megs
m-
on
Murder
the
Megs, yes, sir.
Shout out to Murder
producer,
Megs.
six
She's
six
dope.
man
She's dope.
entertainment. She does a lot of production for the Bad Seed.
Bad Seed. I was
Big
just
up
gonna
to her
say
man.
that.
Big up to her man, Bad Seed. So she rocks with
Yes,
Six
sir.
Man Entertainment. She's coming flying up to do a beat set. Then
Dope.
we got your Nutso Cuban
The real
doing
Nutso and Cuban.
What up?
We a
Yes, sir.
motherfucking problem since 1998. I wasn't even doing beats. Cuban was the beat maker. so listen,
Yeah.
we got the orchestra coming on stage, baby. We got the orchestra, man.
Wait a minute. We forgot the
Now the legend. I was
DJ
about
duo.
to say Rob
Now
Swift. We got the
it's coming. We got you. Yeah,
Okay, I thought we didn't get
Now
that.
we-
Yeah, okay.
All right. That's the grand finale. That's the grand finale.
Yeah.
Right.
They're coming after y'all. We got two legends, like you said, game changers, man. Rob Swift and Mr. Sinister, the odd couple.
Sinister.
Yes, sir.
Enough said, man.
Problem.
Enough
From
said.
the legendary executioners, baby. I mean,
Rest in peace, Rock Raider. Yeah, enough said, man.
Yeah. Rest
the
in
name
peace.
is self-explanatory.
How-
The executioners, nigga.
How about that youngin coming though? That youngin.
JT
So then we got a
on
man
the
flying up from North Carolina, beats by JT, finger drumming, doing his crazy thing.
Yeah, he crazy.
This
He
kid,
crazy.
18.
Yeah, he crazy with it.
18.
Wow. Yeah.
18.
I seen him on that newscaster show, like with
Beats
the
by
lady and all that.
JT.
Yeah,
Yo, people were
crazy.
hitting me up on the DMs. So like, yo, bro, y'all set up a dope show, man. Like a lot of these shows that's going on in New York, it'd be a lot. I'm like, listen, me and Cuban, Deuce, Tamal, we got together, bro, and we had to make it happen because this hip hop community is suffering.
Yes. we got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yep. I was gonna say.
And then to close it out, we got the cut lieutenant, recently retired,
DJ Ace.
down in YPD. You know what I'm saying?
DJ Ace.
DJ Ace. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Like,
Don't
ended
get
out
no
on some-
better than that.
There we go, man. It's gonna be fire, yo. So look,
It's beautiful. And it's
Good.
right next to the Coliseum, baby. The historic landmark Coliseum in Queens.
Absolutely.
Baby. Let's get it.
Jamaica Queens.
Jamaica
Jamaica Queens.
Hall of Fame.
May 3rd, doors open at 7. Party starts at 8. Don't come at 11 talking about what's good. Come. Yo,
This Saturday.
Word.
This Saturday, tickets in Eventbrite and all of our bios. More at the door, of course. We got vendors too. 420 friendly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got 9 Lives Collective.
1 more minute.
We got Mr.
We got
Wave Apparel.
we got giveaways. You know what I'm saying? We'll be giving away some CTC merch.
5150.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be crazy. Yo, listen.
Got your
If you're up in,
stickers, got your
you got
t-shirts.
this. Yeah, you got them. Yo, you got everything. But listen, whoever needs to get inspired needs to come to the show. If you're a producer or an artist on the come up, and you come to the show, you are gonna get inspired. So make sure you come and get some of that inspiration.
Yes.
Before IG cuts me, we're gonna save the show. It's gonna be up. Big up, Cee Da Cuban.
Big up, big up.
Episode 161 of the CTC show. Nutso coming through.
Let's
Rock
get
with
it.
a show.
Peace.
5-3.
Rhythm
May
and
3rd,
breaks. Rhythm and breaks.
Rhythm and breaks. Rhythm and breaks.
Carrying the culture. Nutso. Cee Da Cuban. Let's go, baby. We'll see y'all. All right, y'all.
Peace.
Let's go.
See y'all there.